based on my experience, does the clinical trial insurance with its policies typically cover the samples, the shipment of the samples and the preservation of the samples?
So that's a little bit different coverage, and that's covered under, there's a couple different ways we can do that. Kind of covered under the inland marine coverage, which is for products like that, or stock coverage is where that's going to come in.
Okay. What's interesting about that, just to sort of tell everybody this little story, I've worked with a lot of folks who, you do a clinical trial and you're not really thinking about the importance of your samples because essentially those are one and done. You don't get a chance to resample them.
Right.
And if they're coming from any distance, they're coming into the United States to your central lab, or they're coming to they're going from one place to another. If they end up sitting on a loading dock because they didn't clear customs and nobody's there to pay attention to the dry ice that they're supposed to stay on,
right,
you could lose all of those
everything.
Samples,
right,
and it would that ruins your trial entirely.
That's a great question, but there is coverage for that. It's a little bit different, but and then as you get into some of that too, if it's on, for example, if it's on the truck at the time, let's say, and that truck has an accident, and that's covered under the motor cargo of the trucking company.
Right.
So that's where you need to make sure that they have coverage. If you're working with a carrier, a motor cargo carrier, you need to review their requirements and their insurance, and make sure they're providing you with the documentation that they have that covered when it's in their possession. There's a lot of little